Hey, I'm Annie, and this is my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Oh, and by the way, if you subscribe this week, you have a chance of winning $10,000. Stop lying, Pinocchio. I'm not lying. This is true. As you've probably guessed, this is my annoying twin sister, Electra. We look exactly alike, but we couldn't be more different. I got the brains. She got the, well, I guess an interesting life. Every day in her life is a soap opera episode. She is so dramatic, she might as well headline her own reality TV show. You got the brains? Yeah, brains for lying. Electra thinks that I lie a lot to get her in trouble. Like that one time when we were in the 7th grade, she got invited to a party with older troublemaker kids, and I wasn't. When I saw her sneaking out at night, I had to tell Mom because I was afraid for her safety. Mom went bonkers on Electra. How could you be stupid enough to go out with dangerous older kids? Thank God Annie told me. You are grounded. Of course you'd believe anything your favorite perfect daughter says. They're not dangerous, Mom. Annie is just jealous because she's a nerd who wasn't invited. She can't stand it when people like me more. No more of your nonsense. Grounded. Electra has hated and resented me since then. On top of that, we were always very competitive with each other. I guess we got it from our super competitive parents. We were always talking about who worked harder, who made more money, who was more fun, who took the trash out more often, and they subconsciously picked favorites. Mom and I were more alike and always closer, while Electra was more like Dad. We grew up hearing a bunch of complaints about the other parent, and eventually our parents got divorced. Electra wanted to go with Dad, but her opinion didn't matter since Mom had won full custody for us both. The judge didn't think Dad was financially responsible after she heard how much money he'd spent on action figures. Also, Mom managed a huge orphanage in the city, and her reputation was amazing, so that helped. Shortly after, Dad got married again to a gorgeous supermodel. He probably wanted to win the battle of who got remarried first. Dad's new wife, Sandra, had it all. Well, almost. She was beautiful and rich, but apparently she couldn't have children, and she really wanted them. I felt sometimes she was going overboard trying to win me and Electra over. She insisted on being a huge part of our weekly visits to Dad's. Today, we're having deep-fried double cheeseburgers for dinner, Electra's favorite, and cotton candy lemonade slushies to drink, Annie's favorite. We'll finish it off with cookie dough ice cream, Dad's favorite. I also got you girls new outfits. We can try them later. Thank you, Sandra. Thanks. Mom didn't like how Sandra was coming on too strong, and I agreed. Something about her put me off. I wish I could say the same for Electra, but that rat was quick to replace Mom. She had a calendar on her wall to count down the days until she was old enough to go live with Dad and Sandra. She hated that I was Mom's favorite, but it wasn't my fault that I was the perfect kid. I always had good grades, cleaned up after myself, and lent a sympathetic ear to Mom whenever she needed to vent. Ugh, I wish Electra was more like you. I heard that. Of course, anything Annie does is perfect and good for you. Everything I like is bad and will fry your brain, blah, blah, blah. Every day, Electra and Mom's relationship worsened, and it seems like she'd officially settled for Sandra as her mom figure. How about we go get our hair and nails done on Saturday? Maybe a little bit of shopping at the expensive, exclusive boutiques too? Yes, yes, yes. A million times yes. The following weekend, I was walking to Dad's house after chess club, and I saw Sandra yelling at their neighbor's puppy. You stinky little moron! Don't you know my shoes are not your toilet? Why would you poop in them? Are you dumb or something? You must have really stupid parents. Oh my God, what a loony. As soon as I was alone with Electra, I had to tell her. Dude, she acts like a sweet angel in front of us, but she's a nut job who yells at a puppy. There's just no end to your lies, is there? Just admit that you're jealous because Sandra clearly likes me more. Stop trying to ruin my life. I finally have the mother I deserve. You already have an amazing mother, and Sandra is a weirdo. No, you have an amazing mother, not me. I didn't know what to do at first, but then I thought maybe I could get Electra to change her view of Mom if she saw her in a different light. A couple of days later, I suggested that Electra come volunteer with me at Mom's orphanage, and to my surprise, she reluctantly agreed. There, she saw how much the kids loved Mom and how everyone respected and appreciated her, and I felt Electra started changing a bit. She became much calmer and softer with Mom and me, and began spending a little more time with us than with Sandra. Soon, our 16th birthday was approaching, Since Electra always wanted her way when it came to birthdays, I knew this year we'd have the biggest birthday smackdown ever. But Electra was actually very easygoing with the planning. I even suggested a party at the orphanage so that the orphans could attend, and she immediately agreed. Electra and I invited half the school, and everybody showed up. The party was amazing. Everyone was having fun. Suddenly, mid-party, trucks arrived carrying a bouncy house, candy caterers, and farm animals. And suddenly, the party turned into a riot. The few adults there lost control over their kids. Animals were running around everywhere. The bouncy house collapsed on the kids, and some of them were throwing up after eating too much candy too fast. It was a mess. As I was running around trying to get a handle on the situation, this kid bumped into me and spilled a whole bucket of Kool-Aid on my white dress. Watch where you're going! I rushed to the bathroom to clean it, and on my way, I heard a sound coming from Mom's office. I cracked the door open to see who was in there. Sandra? That witch! What was she up to now? Sandra was writing very fast on a checkbook. I decided to hide and see what she was up to. Shortly after, she left the office and rushed to the back of the orphanage, where a man in black was waiting for her. She handed him the checks, and I jumped forward. What do you think you're doing? Oh, Annie, I'm just...